Hello, my name is Brandon Jones, and I am in Dr. Martin's EDU 525 class, and this is my professional disposition. We're going to go through a series of 5 questions and talk about my dispositions for the classroom. So, first, I'll read off the question and then I will answer the question as best I can. So, here we go. The first question would be, what dispositions do you possess that you think will make you a successful teacher? So the dispositions that I feel would make me a great teacher is compassion, number one. I feel that each student is a unique individual, and I want to be a positive influence on each student to make them a better person and the best version of themselves as that I can, and just to have an impact on them in their lives and make them better people and have genuine interests in them and what they want to be and become. So, and second, I would say curiosity. This might date me a little bit, but my favorite show growing up was Bill Nye, and I loved how he looked at the world with curiosity, and he always asked why, why or how, or why things work, why does our world work this way, why do volcanoes work, so on and so forth. So um, I always love that about teaching, is to never stop asking why and how things work and why our world is the way it is and things like that. So I want to influence my kids in that sense and help them look at the world and to always ask questions and to always think about things and why things work and how things work. So I always thought that that show was a big impact, strangely, on on my life, is because uh, it was a really informational show that you just learned about, how a volcano worked, and you did experiments and everything like that, so that you would know. So I think some of those are the two dispositions that I possess that I think would be very effective as a teacher, to always support my kids and support their questions, and no question is a bad question, and we will explore this world together. So secondly, what dispositions do you need to work on before entering the classroom? um, I would say reflection is kind of a negative of mine. um, as of probably a lot of people have a tough time taking feedback, especially negative feedback. I'm kind of an emotional person, and I tend to take things personally, and I know that about myself, and I know that people aren't necessarily trying to be negative towards me or mean towards me. They're just trying to help. So I think going into teaching, learning to take those interactions and making a positive out of them, taking those things and learning from that and making myself a better teacher, which goes into the question of number 5. How do you anticipate using that feedback for your annual performance and evaluations and so on? I would take all the feedback that I can, because I want to be a better teacher than I was the year before and continually grow. I think that is very important, to always grow and make yourself better every single year, every single day. And it only benefits the kids and the students, because the better you are, the better they can become. So, my third question would be, provide an example of how do you plan to uphold these dispositions in the classroom. So I've got a lot of ideas on what I would think would be cool to do. Um, I would, as far as compassion, always take the time to talk to the kids, whether it's while they're just playing, go up to each individual student and ask them about themselves. Ask them who they are, what they like, what they love, what their passions are. What sports do they like, so on and so forth. So you show personal investment in each student so that they know that you're there for them on an individual level as well. So whether that's taking during a break time or whatever, asking one aside and just talking. That's it. Just talking and asking who they are. Or, during a free time or whatever, go up to them and start playing with them and just talk to them, just chat. So it always shows that there's always somebody there for them. There's always somebody that takes the time to get to know who they are as a person. So, and then my curiosity disposition, a lot of cool ideas that I think would be cool is pick a question every week or every day that a student has, and we explore that. And it can be whatever. It can be, how does, certain creatures in the ocean, let's learn about those. Or how does a volcano work? Or why is the sky blue? So we can explore that together. So whatever question they have the freedom to ask whatever they want, and then we can look into it together. And then kind of a freebie question. They can do whatever they want. So, and we'll learn together, and that's what it's all about, is asking questions and learning what the answers are. So, and number 4, how do the dispositions demonstrate your ability to understand cultures, genders, learning differences, and to build stronger relationships with families? Growing up, I was always taught to look at people as people. I mean, kind of a quote is a person is a person no matter how big or small. And I believe that's from Dr. Seuss. So if you don't understand anything about a person or a culture, or in a professional way, just ask, and you learn as much as you can about them and the way they tick, the way that they understand their world. And I feel like a lot of people go into different conversations with personal bias on their beliefs and what they believe to be is true and what they believe to be is the right way of thinking. But you need to be open-minded and look at everybody as a person and everybody as their own unique individual. And that's the way they want to live their life and choose to live their life. And I feel that you can't let any of that get in the way, because you need to understand them. And the better you understand them and the better you understand the way they choose to live, the better teacher you can be. So learn as much as you can. And if you don't know, ask in a nice professional way. And I feel that taking the time to listen and understand, it will go a long way, and it shows that you care, which goes back into compassion for people and compassion for teaching as a whole. So I think that it's going to be the best interest for the student. The more you understand, the better it is. So those are kind of my dispositions and who I would like to be as a teacher, and some of the things that I feel will be beneficial in the teaching industry, and I look forward to it. Thank you very much.